Alright, hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Warhammer Chaosbane. It's an action RPG, kind of in the style of Diablo, Torchlight, you know, so on and so forth. And I really like that menu music, the deep, gruff chorus is great. So what do we want to be? An Imperial Soldier, a High Elf Mage, that is a cloak, a Slayer, or Wood Elf Scout. Now, this game is multiplayer, and not only that, I've kind of secured potentially doing multiplayer with this game. So, I'm not gonna... We're gonna just kind of check it out today, but if it turns out to be good, we'll come back in a little bit and actually, do some multiplayer with it. And if it's really good, then I don't know, I'll just do both, question mark. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, Slayer! Slayers are formidable fighters who constantly seek tougher duels and ever more dangerous opponents. Praag is one such Slayer, and certainly among the toughest. The longer... Cripes, this music really doesn't want me to... this music really doesn't want me to do an intro. Anyway, Praag is one such Slayer, and certainly among the toughest. The longer the battle, the fiercer his rage, which fuels the strength of his blows as he cuts through hordes of enemies and withstands their attacks. The Slayer lives and dies for glory and redemption. Honorable and fierce, Praagi Axebiter never shies away from a fight with the most dangerous enemies he encounters. Well, content is currently locked. Well, guess I'm going to be, Namby-Pamby Mansfried von Elfhoffen. Elven magic is known to be amongst the most dangerous weapons in skilled hands, and Elantir wields it with rare dexterity, adept at discharging torrents of pure magic and storms of fire to his enemies, able to combine his powerful spells to control his opponents, thus devastating their ranks with ease. The elf prince Elantir was exiled from Ulthuan, and now travels the old world in search of redemption. Proud and arrogant, he has become a master in the magical arts. Okay, so I can be, I guess, the elf. Can I change what I look like? The answer is no. So I can do find game, change difficulty. We've got normal, easy, hard, well, this is Diablo 3. Hard, very hard, chaos, chaos 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're just gonna do normal. Let's see. Options. Can I do anything fancy with this? Not much. Audio options. Okay, I'm going to turn the sound effects and the music down a little bit. I figured there might be some voice acting that we wanted to hear along the way. Did I check game options? Let's see. Just display stuff. Kind of light, but that's okay. Alright. Find game? Please don't... God, I don't know how this is going to go. I'm on hotel internet here, so this might be ugly. I kind of want to just play offline. Can you just let me do that?
You were born to a life of great power and privilege, destined one day to take your place among the archmages at the Tower of Hoeth. The arts of magic came easily to you, but as your skill grew, so did your arrogance. A rivalry with another student at the tower spun out of control, culminating in a magical duel that left your rival dead and one of your teachers crippled.
Wow.
As punishment for your recklessness and disobedience, you were banished from Ulthuan until you had atoned for your crimes. Cast out with nothing but a few magical tomes and the clothes on your back, you journeyed to the old world in search of adventure. At first, the news of the Chaos invasion meant little to you. Your people had been fighting the dark gods and their armies for thousands of years. But then you learned that Teclis, Hoeth's greatest living archmage, had come to the old world to offer his support to Magnus and the Empire. Believing your moment of redemption was at hand, you rushed north to join the Imperial army. Magnus accepted your offer at once, glad for another mage to battle cool sorcerers. As the day of battle dawned, you were determined to prove your worth or die in the attempt. By the time the battle was over, you were a hero. Magnus offered you a place in his retinue, a position of tremendous power and influence. Such trifles meant nothing to you. All that mattered was the opinion of Teclis, who could end your bitter exile with just a few words. And so, you have chosen to travel to Nuln with the Imperial army, determined to win the favor of the High Lawmaster at any cost.
The tempo on his narration was really weird. Like, it almost sounded like they were actively cutting out him, like, breathing in, or, like, spaces between words. It was wild.
It is a night made for witchery and evil deeds, and across the city, guardsmen clutch their weapons tightly and count the hours until the dawn. Sleep is hard to come by on a night such as this. The air is tense, and memories of the battle at Kislev leave you restless and on edge. Suddenly, a peal of thunder shatters the stillness, followed by a howling wind that shakes the tower to its foundations. Foul magic curdles the air, and screams echo in the courtyard outside. The tower is under attack.
I do like the narration, though. They picked a good guy. He reminds me of...
I can feel it. I'd best get to the courtyard and see what's wrong.
Okay, leave the barracks. Well, doesn't look half bad. Where am I? Do we have to wait for them to go? I guess so.
The tower.
Oops. Don't click while he's talking. It will just completely... Well, tower's under attack. Hooray! Onwards, follow them. I like how it looks. Character maybe less so. Oops. Okay. Wow, that's really rapid fire rate. Now, can I hold? No. In some of these games, you can hold shift to stand still. So you don't just, like, run at the enemies, but, oh well. Yeah, I'll be playing the Dwarven Berserker when it's actually an available character, but for now, I guess this is just going to be it. Now, I think this game has local co-op, so if you want to actually, like, play split screen, well, maybe not split screen, but same screen with somebody else, you can, actually. Also, use a potion by pressing Q. Wonder if I can actually try controller. Maybe, we'll see.
Thanks, Sigma, you're here. There's monsters everywhere. The tower's being overrun.
I can see that, you fool. Where is Magnus?
Upstairs in the throne room. There's armor in a chest by the stairs. Take whatever you need, but hurry.
Okay. Some of the art for this looks great. Others looks kind of really dated, so new equipment, press and view it. I think this looks kind of tacky. Those golden lion things outside looked great. These pillars look pretty good. That statue looks great. This chest looks... I wonder... I don't know. I'm going to be kind of focused on this because one of the first things I noticed about the, like, pre-release stuff is that it looked a little... like, a little inconsistent. And the answer is, still does. I mean, I gotta give it credit, though. I am a rapid fire fireballing. And, like, there's something actually kind of satisfying about that just from the get-go. I guess I was playing Torchlight recently, and it just felt so plodding. Your archetype ability lets you control certain spells. Right-click to control the projectile with the mouse by holding space. Interesting. Well, let's check skills first. Oh, boy. Equipping a skill costs skill points. You earn skill points every time you level up and get them back if you unequip a skill. Oh, well, that's nice. So, Akshai Missile. Projectile that creates a fire explosion on impact generates energy. So, is that what I've been using? Yeah. So, I can level it up. Etheric Orb. Damages enemies that get in its way. God skills, passive skills. Concentration, things. Passive gods. Okay, well, let's grab the Etheric Orb. Oh, we already have the Etheric Orb. So, points available 5. So, we don't upgrade these. Currently, it looks like required level 1, energy generation. So I got a skill point, but it doesn't actually look like, it doesn't look like it can actually do anything right now. So what classes are playable? Currently, I think it's just the Knight and the Elf Wizard. There's also a Wood Elf, like, Stalker, or Ranger, something. And then you can be a dual-wielding Dwarf eventually, which, you know, that's my immediate go-to. Okay, these look cool, and are probably lifted from book yeah, these are lifted from book covers. I think I've seen this art elsewhere.
As you reach the throne room, the air seethes with foul magics. A Chaos Sorceress stands before the throne, and Magnus, the savior of the Empire, is caught within her spell. Shouting a challenge, you prepared your counterspells. But the enemy struck first. By the time you regain your senses, the battle is over. The sorceress is gone, leaving you and Magnus for dead. The shouts of angry men fill the throne room, but these are not guardsmen. They are witch hunters, the Empire's feared inquisitors, led by none other than the infamous Heinrich Voss.
They have dumb
You are
hats.
under arrest for the murder of the Emperor Magnus, Voss declares. You try to tell him about the sorceress, but Voss refuses to listen. I see no sorceress here, he shouts. Only you and a room full of dead men. Confess your crimes, elf, Voss threatens. We will have the truth from you, one way or another. After a week in the dungeons, you'll tell me everything I want to know. But before the witch hunter could make good on his threat, a commanding voice filled the room. Stop this madness at once! This is the work of chaos, Teclis says. Sorcery of the darkest kind. Teclis examines Magnus in silence. He lives, thank the gods, the High Elf says at last. But he is in the grip of a powerful curse. It is only a matter of time before he succumbs. The fate of the Empire lies in our hands. We must find this sorceress and end the curse before it's too late. If Magnus dies, the Empire dies with him.
There are dark and terrible forces at work in the city. If we are to find the sorceress and defeat her, we must confront the dark cult that has taken root in Nuln and expose its secret master.
Command me, High Lore Master. I will show these humans the might of Azure.
Your courage does you credit, young prince, but do not underestimate your foes. They are more treacherous than you can imagine. The attack on the tower came from the sewers that stretch beneath the city. So long as the enemy controls the tunnels surrounding the tower, our position here is vulnerable. Your first task is simple. Enter the tunnels and drive the cultists back from the tower. Kill everything in your path, but beware. There is no telling what foul things await you in the darkness.
Okay, I am going to move my chat window. Okay, that's a bit better. Slightly. There we go. Now I can actually see the UI in this game. See, this room looks great. What was up with that chest? Like, some of the portraits look kind of wacky, too. Maybe they're just not to that at this point. So I also have a sword, I've noticed. Pew. Pew. Oh, I guess this does hide the map. Alright, I'm just going to keep shrinking my UI until I have, like, an actually good setup here. So it looks like I can actually just go places. Can I pull out, like, a map? Nope. Well, I'm just following the thing. Main quest, Expedition Boss Rush. Huh. Let's see. For those of you wondering why the game looks a little... let's see. Attack with primary skill to recover energy. C to view your energy recovery style. Oh. Hi? So if things look a little bit fuzzy while I move around, I'm currently stuck in a hotel for like a day. So unfortunately the bitrate is going to be a little bad. Mostly only a problem for, you know, people on Twitch. YouTube, you guys are probably fine, but who knows. My options are stream from the hotel, deal with it all, or just kind of have to wait until the next beta period, which I think is in a week. Like, I think we've got 2 beta periods, and then the game's out in June. Nice part is my ultra-fast regular attack also has an AoE to it. I like it so far. I hope you can modify your abilities in some kind of interesting way. It piercing orb to just wreck things. This... There's a lot of dudes, too. It's just like, let's just throw the kitchen sink at them. Oh, there's more! Whoa! Ah! What kind of kitchen sink design is this? It's just like, oh, you've walked into the area. You've triggered our trap everything. Works. Yeah, this looks a lot better. That one chest, this chest, I hope they fix that up. Because the chests just look, it's very Hanna-Barbera. The visual design of, like, it doesn't quite match the environment. So it stands out, but it, like, stands out too much. I don't know. Not a big deal. Shocked you're the only one streaming this right now. Not a lot of people probably have access to it, maybe? I don't know. I've noticed Warhammer games get kind of a tepid response from YouTube and YouTubers and streamers and stuff. Let's see. Like, I think it was Battlefleet Gothic Armada might have done okay. I know for me, most of my audience was just like, it's an okay game. What is that thing? Why is that one, like, ultra durable? I don't know. I know, like, Vermintide did pretty well. I think it's just one of those where it just weirdly hit and miss at all times. What is that? That's just a pile of weird gremlin thing. What are these things? Unfortunately, without, like, a top health bar, I have no idea what they're actually called. Yep. That's not a good sign. Yep, there goes my internet. Well, it happens. Life. We're gonna keep going. For those of you wondering on YouTube, my, oh, you know, I probably have to fix it. My hotel internet is hit and miss to the nth degree, and it's kind of miserable. I don't really have much I can do about it, unfortunately. Except for get out of here, which is good, because tonight is the last night of being in a hotel and recording at the same time. Which also means it should also be the last night of me playing this alone. Which is also good. Alright, now that my internet has seemed to fix its butt, let's keep going. At least it means... It says I'm, like, perpetually joining a game, but I really don't want to play forced multiplayer. Hopefully they actually do proper matchmaking, or it's already in the game and it's just, like, invisible for me, or maybe you get it once you hit, like, a town. Because, yeah, I'd like to play this with other people. I think that would be fun. I like these games. I grew up with them, honestly. Not Warhammer, necessarily. Actually, my first, like, real Warhammer game I've ever played was, Mechanicus. Pretty much. I played some of the other ones, like, a little. I played a little bit of Deathwing, which is kind of fun. But not enough of it. To, like, really get a feeling for lore, or even, like, the game itself, because it was super buggy. Wow. Okay. Yeah, they definitely have some really nice art assets here. I'm just gonna complain about that treasure chest forever. Let's see. A lot of dudes. Orb! Does some of these guys have hooves? I guess so. Now, are the Chaos Gods this... No, there's different Chaos Gods in Warhammer and Warhammer 40k, from what I remember. Because there's Nurgle and stuff. And Nurgle most definitely... I've never heard of Nurgle in anything other than regular Warhammer. Oh, the little guys are called Nurglings. That actually makes perfect sense. Actually. I like the orbs. They're pretty fun. But yeah, anyway, so I grew up with this kind of game when I was a kid. Diablo 1 and 2 were like some of the first games I ever like really consistently played. And Diablo 2 was probably close to one of the first games I ever beat. I was never very good at beating games. I did like, you know, Red Alert, I guess. Mega Man X. And then it was kind of like nothing. And then we got access to StarCraft and Brood War, obviously, and Diablo, like, 2. And then, I think then Diablo 1? I'm not entirely sure. But it was just like, yeah, now... You know, now here's some, like, actual games to play as opposed to just playing the same ones over and over and over again. At which point, you know, we go, like, hella deep into, the entire Blizzard library for a while. I didn't get that far into Warhammer, honestly. Okay, we should probably check equipment here. Let's see. Any of these... Straight up better. Nope, not at this point. Do we have boots on? Oh. About the same. We can also bless an item? Current content is currently locked. Okay, well that's confusing. And what is my number 1 attack? Oh, it is... I didn't even know I had that. I guess I did know that I had that. I just wasn't paying attention. Well, I have a electromagnetic fart. Seems effective. Also, that is a massive damage uptick. But yeah, I played an egregious amount of Diablo 2 throughout the years. I never really got up to, like, the higher difficulties, but... Okay, we want to talk to Shmububu. Let's see if I can find a merchant, maybe? Because I got stuff to sell. Anybody here want to buy my, like, random crap? Nope. So yeah, is this a Warhammer-themed Diablo clone? Pretty much. There's actually quite a lot of those. There's Inquisitor as well, which I've always wanted to play, but it gets really crappy reviews, so I'm like, eh.
I have scattered the vermin from the tunnels, High Lord Master, and driven them deeper into the sewers. The tower is safe, but I sense our enemies gathering in even greater numbers deep within the earth.
I do not doubt it. The servants of Nurgle flourish in darkness and filth. Our battle against the cult has only just begun. You handled the situation well, young prince. Return to me when you are ready for your next task.
Yeah, I get 800 EXP. And some crowns.
There is grim news from the tower. Voss has learned that a large group of Magnus's guardsmen have gone missing. He believes they might have pursued the cultists into the sewers during the attack.
No doubt they have lost their way in the maze of tunnels. Blind, stumbling fools.
Someone needs to find them and try to get them out. If the cultists haven't trapped them yet, it's only a matter of time.
Yay. Away we go. How do I sell a thing? Maybe we just gotta try the other doors. One of these might just lead to merchant stuff. Or, like, random wandering? I'm not sure. No, there's just random guards. Okay. Why can't I even explore this? Oh. Okay, that's pretty cool looking. That is a nice view. You just walk in, is like, bam! Stained glass. I really like stained glass windows. I almost kind of wish, so we were walking around downtown Portland yesterday. We went to the art museum and some other stuff, and we went past, like, some church. And I was actually kind of like, I wish there were more, like, structures with kind of crazy architecture like that, just to, you know, just as kind of neat things to see in the city. And, you know, it's generally always, like, churches and really old, like, historical buildings and stuff, which I have nothing necessarily against, but, you know, I'd like to see some modern buildings actually take some interesting artistic architectural approaches. But I guess everything is just kind of fancy glass and postmodern, modern, whatever nonsense at this point, which actually is a nice look in and of itself. There's some cool looking buildings here and there. I just get really tired of, like, rectangles. I don't know. I guess I spend a lot of time in art history ogling buildings. You know, after a while you get kind of tired of, like, looking at, geez. We had to study an insane amount of, like, Renaissance-era portraiture, and it's all just, like, the Medici's, self-flating in favor of, you know, trying to make themselves look like they're closer to God than everybody else is, so they should be, you know, worshipped like the high-class people that they are. I don't know. Anyway, I don't have a high opinion for the Medici's, even if they really did kind of push artwork to much greater heights. I just kind of wish they had, like, cooler paintings, like Medici's straight up slaying dragons and stuff, as opposed to, like, hanging out with Mary and Joseph as Jesus is getting bored or something like that. I don't know. It gets kind of weird. Okay, that's cool. That's... We can do some burpees. Way. Okay, I'm sold. I kind of like this guy. Art history stream. I mean, we could do that. But you know, you get kind of sick of seeing just like old dead people and they're like self-aggrandizing portraiture all over the place. Like, yeah, obviously that kind of art history is extremely important, but you just get tired of it. Architecture is fun to study though, and most art teachers are just like, okay, you're tired of portraiture. Oh, you want to study like you know, Gothic style architecture? Sure, that's art. Works great for me. Yeah, I'm digging this. The AoEs are fun. Most of the enemies die pretty quick too. Now, is that guy actually expanding into... No, he was trying to gather his friends, but it didn't work. Culture for the Art Throne. Oh, dude. You know, that would actually be a really fun game to play. You're playing as a bunch of looters in the Warhammer universe, 40k or otherwise, and effectively what you're trying to do is raid, you know, a town, I mean, effectively, it plays exactly like Vermintide, but instead of vermin that you're fighting, you're trying to, like, fight your way through guards and stuff and maybe be kind of inconspicuous. Maybe it's a little bit closer to Dishonored-style gameplay. But effectively, all you're trying to do is just nab the swankest shit to sell. From, like, giant cathedrals, battlegrounds, you know, cultist cavern, whatever nonsense, and just, like... all you're doing is just robbing as many people as you can blind, without getting caught or killed. I would play that game in a heartbeat. That'd be fun. And you'd have to, like... Oh man, it would almost, like, play like Monaco in the beginning. You kind of get the map and you can, like, kind of look at everything. Be like, okay, where do I go? You know, here's some walls that I can bust down. So on and so forth. Really, I just want to play Monaco again, I guess. That game was fun, but Monaco with, oops. Stop that. No weird Nurgle balls. Plays the Blood Ravens. They take everything. Literally everything. Cool. Because, yeah, it's always, like, the Inquisitors and stuff. Blood Ravens are non-40k, right? Oh, like a normal playthrough in an Elder Scrolls game. Shh. That is pretty close. The thing is, like, I want, like, mild carry limits, and you actually have to, like, kind of guess at what you can resell and what you can get away with reselling. In Skyrim, all you have to do is just find somebody that's willing to rebuy stolen stuff. And, like... You know, I feel like part of the, I feel like part of the challenge should almost be, figuring out who you can, resell stuff to without pissing off, like, you know, the Empire too much, or the Skraven, or who knows. You know, just kind of... just kind of, like, trying to figure out who your good fences are, what'll get too much attention too fast, what's worth it, what's not. Okay, so Blood Ravens are 40k. I like this Fire Breath move too much. It animates really well. Like, it looks nice. And you can just kind of wiggle it back and forth for extra damage. I'm not actually sure if it does extra damage, but I'm gonna always wiggle it back and forth. Just because that's how I work. Scraven will likely backstab you. Yeah, and I think that would actually be kind of the natural consequence. The Scraven will probably buy everything, but also immediately try and kill you pretty much after every try, like every single, like, every single intersection. Brain. I can word. It's not interaction, it's... Man, I cannot for the life of me think of the word I'm trying to go with. Every exchange with the Scraven, they immediately try and backstab you. They don't even... you just show up and they try and backstab you. You have to fend them off to get them to stop so you can actually... I don't know. Anyway, stuff like that would be kind of fun. I would enjoy it. I guess I want to play some more, like, very specific role-playing games in some of these universes. Because the problem is, like, I was actually really excited for Battlefleet Gothic Armada, and I was almost kind of disappointed. It was more of a generic RTS, turn-based strategy game. And I was hoping that there would be more of a story, you know, a la Red Alert, for example. Because Red Alert had fantastic storytelling. And I really enjoyed playing those games back in the day. It's like everything, is that better? It's probably, I don't know what utility necessarily amounts to. But I really liked the like, oh shoot, what was it? FMVs. The like, you know, live action cutscenes and so on and so forth. Those were cool. And like, I don't know, I think it would be really fun to you know, play some more Warhammer games where the story is a little bit more direct. Mechanicus did it well. I got a lot of sense for lore in Mechanicus. And also how goddamn goofy the Adeptus are, but whatever. And like, it would be kind of neat if they could actually take a page out of you know, Obsidian's book. And, you know, maybe not to the same level of extent, but seeing something like that would actually be really fun. Because, yeah, I don't really want to pour through, like, a bunch of lore books to get really into some of these, properties. I have the same problem, actually, with, oh shoot, what is it? The Endless series. I really like Endless Legends. I really like Endless Space. But the RTS, or the turn-based 4X strategy games, they don't, like, really do the lore justice, and I'd like a more personal means of exploring it. This actually kind of does a decent job, and, you know, I'll probably play Inquisitor at some point just because, like, you know, I'm starting to get a sense for how things work. Vermintide was a little bit more messy just because, like, most of the time you're just drowning in waves of rats. And, like, good God, trying to figure out what the hell's going on apart from not dying. It's tough. It's tough. Is this online playable? Yep. I'm supposed to be playing with other people, but my internet's so shit that it's probably avoiding matchmaking me with anybody else. For good reason.
Damned cultist lured us into a trap. Tried to fight, but too many of them. Save your breath, human. I'm here to take you back to the tower. They took them. Anyone still able to walk dragged them, screaming, into the darkness. Forget about me. Find the others.
Ooh! Bernie! I really hope all the other characters have really satisfying, like, AoEs and stuff. Because that fire breath is cool. This is actually, like, pretty sweet setup. I like it. It's got decently long range. And I just got finished playing Torchlight. I'm not going to be able to finish playing this game just because it is beta. I don't even know how long it's going to be. Let's see, where's this gonna drop me? Cutscene or no? Nope. Oh, we're just back to talk to Teclis. Huh. I almost kind of wish this had the more, like, linear plotline style. Instead of, like, these kind of little sub-missions. Oh.
I found the lost soldiers, High Lord Master, but it was too late. They had blundered into an ambush, and most had been killed. The cultists took the rest.
The men were alive when they were taken?
So I was told. What will the cult do with the prisoners?
Not prisoner. Sacrifices. Offerings to the Lord of Pestilence in exchange for more power. We must do everything we can to prevent this. Go and make whatever preparations you require. Then return to me as soon as you are ready.
Okay, I've acquired a passive skill. I can equip it. Let's see what it is. Oh, hi, hello. Oh, visit the Collector's Guild. Oh, so can we sell stuff now? Yep. Alright, here we go. Zoop. Zoop. Donation. Trade. Relic hunt. Donate items to the Collector's Guild to increase your reputation level and earn rewards. Okay, well, let's check my inventory quick. A little bit more critical damage, but I lose out in some other things. Yeah, some defense and whatnot. Seems like the rest of this stuff's kind of bad. So I can't trade anything, but I can dump off the rest. Oh, I guess there's a trade non-rare items. Ooh, no, never mind. Many of these are blue. Confirm trade? Wow. Oh, it has a weight limit. Alright. That makes sense. Well, that's, gonna be a while. At least I can get rid of all the spare items that I don't need. What's this game remind me of? It reminds me of Spellforce, visually, actually. Kinda. I like it, though. Kinda glittery.
There is no time to waste. Even as we speak, the cultists could be preparing to sacrifice their captives. We cannot let them succeed.
Consider it done, High Lord Master. You may count on me.
The enemy will do everything in their power to keep you from reaching the captives in time. Choose your battles wisely, young prince, and make haste.
Why do we have to come here to do this? I'm confused. Well, it's okay. Thanks, Teclis. I didn't need the exercise. Why did you go here? What was the point of that? Yeah, these are really cool griffin things. I like them. I'd like to try some of the other features. Expedition Boss Rush sounds interesting. But I guess not. Gifts for the Dark God? Oh, there's a time limit on this one. Of course there is. I'm not sure what his plan was.
You saved my life.
Don't care. Got burning to do. He just... What is he holding? Is he... He's probably... Oh yeah, he's holding his stomach. His codpiece made it look like he was just holding his groin, and I'm like... I mean... These cultists have some weird habits, I guess. But no. I just have weird eyes. My brand. These guys got tougher. But yeah, so, as I was kind of saying earlier, I'd recently finished Torchlight 1, finally. I guess, this episode will go out before I finished the series on YouTube. But I've recorded the whole thing at this point. And... actually really fun, just going back to some of these, like, old school, you know, old school and new school Diablo clones and kind of playing them. I really like them. The core gameplay loop is kind of repetitive. But fun all the same. And, Let's see, what am I gonna do? It's either Grim Dawn or Path of Exile next. Whichever one comes out first. Because Grim Dawn has a new expansion coming out, I think, this month? And I think Path of Exile has a new league coming as well. But I'm gonna participate in a Path of Exile league, start to finish someday. I don't know when, but I want to. Because, like, it's a cool game. And it's a bit of a shame that I've never actually, like, finished it before. So we're getting a lot of fragments. I wonder what fragments are as a resource. I guess it's probably going to be completely meaningless up until the game probably fully comes out. Maybe they'll introduce it. I don't know. I kind of prefer it when with these betas where it's just like literally the first like 3 hours of the game fully featured. What game did that? Dragon Quest Builders did that. But I guess this is more for like testing and promotional purposes than a just like straight up, hey, like, hey, do you want to buy this game? Because it's actually, I think you can only get access to this if you've pre-ordered the game, or if you're a YouTuber or streamer and they like you. Don't know how much the game is going to cost. I'm wagering probably like 30 bucks. More than that, I think might be a bit much. We've unlocked Arcane Hail. Okay, that's kind of cool. Zappy, 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 zappy. I like the fact that you have to aim it. It's kind of nice and active. It also looks like it slows them down. This would be kind of fun to play in multiplayer, because the enemies are just tough enough that... They're just tough enough that you can't just, like, raffle stomp through them. And, like, multiplayer you could actually, like, kind of maybe not combo some of these effects together, but actually, like, properly work as a team. I always find whenever I play Diablo-style games, the levels are so big and just kind of broad, and you know, the combat is generally pretty quick.
You saved my life, thank you.
It's $69 in Canada. Oh shoot, I gotta check that price point. Whoa, that's a stiff cost. Ouch. Let's see. Do we have a new staff? Yeah, that's a better staff than mine. Better pants. Better boots. The maximum energy, yeah, but I'm here for damage. That one's extremely energy efficient. Oh, is this an energy generator? Oh, it is. Let's see, skills. Might as well. So concentration, energy is increased while static. Yeah, I like the lightning because I don't have to aim at the guys. I don't know if it's faster, but zappy zappy. Unfortunately, the mouse detection or the detection on where my mouse is gets kind of funky. It's only like $45. I guess that wouldn't be so bad. That's still kind of steep. Kind of really depends on how much development this game has received. But some games that's fine. I don't know. I guess I'm always on the side of slightly undercharging for indie games, because it tends to make the reviews a little bit more forgiving. Like, say if No Man's Sky had released and it was like 30 bucks. I'm sure people have been less mad about that game, actually. The other problem is, like, with games like this, you know, they're so close in style and setup to, say, like Diablo or Torchlight or Path of Exile or whatever. Some of which are either straight up free at this point, or, you know, have always been free, or you know, are so dirt cheap. That, you know, if you don't bring too much new to the table, everybody's just like, why play this over Blink? I don't know. I really...
saved my life.
I don't really know if I can actually give, like, a proper opinion on this one yet, obviously. I'm liking it so far. I love the visual design. And, like, I think if you're looking for a decent Warhammer game, like, my initial impressions are good. It's just, like, if you're a Warhammer fan, I'd say this is probably closer to worth it. Based on my impressions. If you're more of, like, a Diablo-style fan, I don't know. That remains to be seen. Oh, good. There's multiple prisoners in the same area. I was like, I don't know if we're actually going to make this. 4 left in only a couple minutes, but no. Here we go. Oh, good. There's a Nurgle beast. Okay, I'm just going to switch this back. So, I like the lightning. The problem is it's kind of buggy in comparison. Eat fire! Owie. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Get out of here, Nurg Beast. We run. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's properly telegraphed. That's good. Nope. Get out of here. I got a potion? Got a potion. He's not so tough. Ow.
You saved my life.
That.
You saved.
You saved my. That is not a Nurgle beast. Well, it's a beastie thing, and man, I don't know. I know nothing. I know more about 40k at this point than I do about regular Warhammer. I know nothing about regular Warhammer, apart from there's Nurgle and Scraven and Chaos. There's Chaos in both. I'm not sure what the differences are between one or the other. But I will fully admit to the fact that I am not well versed in Warhammer. I'm trying. I tried reading some of the books, and like, good God, they were heavy-handed. I'll keep trying, and at some point I'll find a good jumping in point that I can like go from. I was reading something about Dark Elves, and I'm like, man, these people are just kind of shit to each other, to themselves, and then I moved on to Kings of the Wild, which is way more fun. Okay, I've rescued the prisoners. Okay, good. I was like, is that time limit gonna keep going? Because I play games like that where it's like, rescue all the prisoners, then get out before the time limit's over. And it's like, what? Why? It doesn't seem like there's any kind of pressing reason why I need to get out, apart from just, like, time limits. What was I playing? We were playing Fantasy Star Online. We were playing on a private server or something like that. And it got, we failed a mission because we were talking to the NPC. We'd already completed all objectives, but the timer was still ticking during dialogue, and it's like, what? What the? Ow. Okay. I apparently have a portal spell now. Let's see. Anything else? Toasty roasty. Yeah, sorry I'm not reading chat very well. Unfortunately, it's on my phone. I'm just gonna do that. When the internet went down, it nuked my chat clients, which is frustrating. There's not much I can do about it. Damn, that fire breath is satisfying. All the other spells are kind of lackluster in comparison. I wonder if you get to modify them in any way, shape, or form. I hope so. Hopefully they'll add the other classes for the next beta. I'll try and play a different class every beta period. Maybe? I don't know. It's always the question of, like, you know, how much do you play in the pre-release betas? I know with, like, with Anthem, they had, you know, effectively a couple missions of content, and then it was just kind of open world side missions. And it was very clear that people were actually kind of interested in it. But, let's see. But, you know, it wasn't... Oh, come on. But, you know, I wasn't terribly motivated. Yeah, his tentacle attack still goes off, even if he's dead. Let's see. Okay, good. We do not have a time limit here. I had to look over and be like, yeah, but do I have to worry about this? The answer is no. But, you know, I wasn't terribly motivated to play, like, more than just, like, a couple of missions and then the dungeon. And then it turns out the game's kind of crap anyway, so it's like, alright, that makes my life easier. I enjoyed it, but, well, it also came out while I was in the middle of being homeless. Made it kind of hard to record. And I got other things to work on. So, oh boy, we have some equipment to look at. We got some things to do. That's a better sword, that's a better thing. Unfortunately, it seems like this game goes with the just generally linear upgrades up until a certain point. Like, okay, it does a little bit of plus damage, a little counterattack damage. I really like it when gear and equipment actually changes, heavily changes what your style of play is. But in this one, it's just like, look for the greatest number of green numbers attached to anything. And there you'll have exactly what you want. Let's see. I guess it makes it easy to make decisions. And I'm sure it gets, like, much more complex. Oh, trade non-rare items. That's easier. I'm sure it gets a lot more complex as you, like, get further into the game and get more stuff. Hey, so we got Tomes of Wisdom, whatever those are. Can I see what a Tome of Wisdom is? No? Okay. So it looks like at level 8 and then 18 we get upgraded versions of these. So Wave of Magical Projectiles in a Wedge pattern. Neat. It'd still be kind of neat if you actually had like a little bit more fine-tuning. It looks like it's mainly just pick what skills you have. And I always like it when you actually have like little mini talent trees for every spell. But that might be a little excessive. So, Blow of Fire Superior. Looks like it just does more damage. And Blast of Fire. Huh. So yeah, it looks like your abilities just get slightly better every single time. They don't level up on their own or anything. It's just a matter of, yeah, your character has to be X level. And then you just get to pick along the way. Oh, that's okay. This is fun. I rather like it as far as like a competent Diablo-style game goes. I don't know. Then I'm interested in trying... I want to try the other characters, because I like the Fire Breath. I'm kind of tepid on some of the other moves. The Arcane Hail was kind of interesting, but it wasn't working great with the isometric perspective. And compared to Akshi Missile, it's like, not as strong. Maybe that's just me. Phantom Blade would be interesting. Looks like it's more of a melee move. What else do we have to pick up here? Etheric Tornado. Okay, that sounds interesting. Surge. Burst of fiery projectiles. Deals damage and burns enemies. Vortex slows down enemies and their projectiles. Array. Static magical orb emitting a laser that damages enemies. Ah. And Phoenix Bulwark. Old Flame that damages enemies... burns them come across. Okay. We also have God skills, which... Oh, I gotta be level 6 to get this one, I think. Maybe? No, I actually have no idea when I learn these things. That's just how many skill points it costs. So I guess that's kind of the customization. It's like, how much do you equip? So Fiery Totem that explodes after a few seconds. Magical Lightning Strikes that damage and have a chance to stun enemies. Other players are granted a damage bonus if a bolt hits them. Neat. What else do we have? Consuming energy heals all players. Oh, so you can actually be kind of a healer. Well, that's actually kind of helpful. Fire damage is increased. Magical damage is increased. Aether Manipulation on a spell increases its damage. Dealing magical damage increases fire damage and vice versa. Consuming energy has a chance to reduce any current cooldowns. Tomes of Wisdom. Oh. Heck yeah. Okay, so all EXP gains are increased. Gold gains, max life. It's not much, though. And then Cobbler Master, you move faster. Enemy champions deal less damage, suffer more. And chances of finding better items. And one of the passive god skills. I'm just looking at what we have available, because probably going to be the end of the episode, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to this before before the beta period is up, just because I'm moving. Let's see, Arcane Secrets, burning damage. Enemies take more magical damage. Damage taken is reduced while static. Max energy is increased. Energy costs and cooldowns are increased. Damage dealt and damage taken are reduced. Aw. Wait. So I do... Okay, so this is more of the tank one. So things are more expensive, I do less damage, but I take significantly less. It kind of balances out, and contributing to the death of a champion grants all players a cooldown reduction bonus. Interesting. Situational, though, for sure. Well, anyway, this is fun. I'd like to play more. I don't know if I'm going to be playing immediately multiplayer next time I play this, or if that'll have to wait for the next beta period, or where the game actually probably comes out. Who knows? Anyway, I guess with this, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.